thank you for online audience as well for joining us today here at the World Water Week. As the first speaker, we will have Stefan Uhlenbruck now joining us live online. Stefan, please. Stefan, can you hear us? Are you there?
Yes, now I'm here and I'm there and I can hear you. Do you want me to start, or is the moderator kicking it off?
Yes. Hi, Stefan. We can now hear you. You're connected. So please,
okay,
the floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you so much, dear colleagues. It's a pity. I was just in Stockholm till yesterday afternoon, but today I can't make it. I cannot be there with you. My name is Stefan Uhlenbruck. I work for the World Meteorological Organization, and it is a distinct pleasure for me to welcome you today. It's my first working day, therefore I have to be here in Geneva at the WMO, but it's really a pleasure, and I've been collaborating with the Water and Climate Coalition Secretariat already since some time. I think I don't say anything new to the colleagues in the audience when I advocate for an integrated approach that is needed for water and climate. And what I see a lot in the climate change discussion, that the water angle somehow gets lost. On the other hand, if you are in water management discussion, there's a lot of unclarity about necessary policy actions to really develop climate smart water management solutions. So it's on both sides that we really need a more integrated, a stronger approach. This was one of the entry points of the Water and Climate Coalition, which is basically there to accelerate action to achieve SDG 6 and very much through collaborative action in this water and climate space. Therefore, the Water and Climate Coalition is a multi-stakeholder platform which includes national as well as international organizations, intergovernmental organizations, but also private sector, academia, and other members and partners, which is absolutely critical. Among the activities that the Water and Climate Coalition is doing is having this leaders group, which includes very senior representative of global leaders, senior representative from governments or former heads of states or ministers, prime ministers, etc., but also senior representation from private sector. So therefore, I'm very happy today that one of the leaders will speak in this audience to this audience in a minute, with a senior representative from a private sector organization. And they are really there to advocate for high-level policy changes in general, but also with a particular focus now at the 2023 Water Conference in New York next March, which will be so critical to advocate for these messages. One absolutely key challenges in this space is the data challenge, and having more data to improve evidence-based decision-making for food and nutrition security, for supporting and improving and securing livelihoods, protecting health, as well as for the environment and the ecology at large. It's really, data is absolutely critical. So that's one of the key challenges that this Water and Climate Coalition is taking on. With this, I'm really looking forward to the session. I understand that you will have some interactive games in Stockholm. It would be great if I could join you, but online that will be a bit more tricky. And again, a warm welcome. Looking forward to follow the proceedings, and particularly about what are the key policy actions in water and climate space to which that we need to advocate for which we need to commit. With this, I hand over back to the moderator, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Stefan. All right, so next we will have a couple of opening words from Matthias Berninger, please.
Thank you, Maria. This is officially the middle of the week. So if you feel that, that's exactly why you feel that. I'm Matthias Berninger. I work for Bayer, and Bayer is a company that has a value share of roughly a quarter of the global agriculture input market. So when I look at all the topics that keep us busy, land use change, carbon emissions, or water use in agriculture, I kind of look at the problem, and then I kind of factor in 25%, and that is the degree to which that problem affects our value chain. So if you think about it, 70 to 80% of all water is used in agriculture, of all fresh water. So roughly 20% of all freshwater use in the world is somehow affected by what we are doing today or what we will be doing in the future. And that's a freaky, scary thought. I still sleep well, but honestly, I am around the block for quite a while. I was very young when I was in Rio representing an NGO at the first climate conference. I was in Johannesburg when WASH was introduced, I think 20 years ago, in a government position. And now at COP27, I will represent the business community, or as the UN loves to say, the private sector. What is this Water and Climate Leaders Coalition? You already heard a bit about it. It's a group of people that is very worried about the water topic. You've seen the picture of the president of Hungary, for example. 4 winter droughts in a row is what Hungary has been facing, and the 5th is coming. So it's not the same degree of severity as at what we see at the Horn of Africa at the moment, but it's still a pretty catastrophic situation. And the president is very passionate about the topic. Petri, you have seen, who leads WMO. I think he is one of those engines in this water debate that should get much, much more airtime. And all of us try to shape the first UN high-level conference on water in our generation. The last one was in 1977. I could not attend. I just got around primary school, was very scared to go to school. But if you think about it, it's the first water conference in our generation. And for me, if there is one way to describe how silly we are, is that it takes one generation for a second high-level conference on water. But I don't need to tell you that. You're all here because you agree with me. What we try to do is we try to get to a conference next year that is different than what we've seen before. And one of the key problems we are facing is you have all these great commitments that move to 2030. Now we start with 2040 and 2050, but we really don't look at the steps, what should happen in 2024, 25, 26. In order to get there, we need data translated into insights, data to measure progress, and insights to identify what are really the key interventions. Now, it doesn't take any data to understand that the single biggest business risk for a company like mine is water. There's no data needed. We do materiality assessments and I go like, yeah, I know the EU Commission kind of wants a certain process of stakeholder inclusion. I get it, but I know like there's nothing like water affecting our business. And unfortunately, we are not alone in that. But this is not really on top of mind of most of the risk management processes that we see. In order to get there, data will be very helpful. We have roughly the kind of land that is covering Texas. We have granular data on what happens on farm level, which is really a rich data resource, but it's disconnected to what NASA is doing with their programs together with DLR, certainly disconnected to what WMO has done, and we hope that we can change that. You already have heard that there will be a game. So I'm in between you and playing a game, which is kind of like as bad as between you and being eating dessert. So I want to say that we chose a game that is linked to something Hans Rosling, when he wrote his book Factfulness, thought will be sorted out by now, or let's say by in 2 years, and that is global hunger. Of course, there's a Russian invasion in Ukraine that has aggravated the hunger crisis, but even without that, the hunger crisis is back. And my belief is the #1 reason why that is so is both lack of access to water and in some areas too much water. So the choice was to play a game that affects 500 million smallholder farms around the world. It's about the daily decision making around what do I plant in a certain situation. And of course, the world water plays in that will feature. I will not explain more about that, but I wanted to kind of say that as or share that as an appetizer. What we need from you is to also see and look at the 2023 conference not as another UN event and not an event where we do our typical finger pointing, but at a one in a generation opportunity to change the game on water. And we start playing a game, but we then hopefully in March will be able to change the big game as well. And I really appreciate that you all found time to come here in the middle of the week. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a great setting of the scene for what we're about to do next. So can I please have 4 groups? We're going to have 4 facilitated teams, which will be villages. I'll show you on the slide so it will make sense. So in this game, each of you are farmers and you will make a decision which crops to plant. You have 3 options. You have rice, sorghum, and maize. And from these, you can see all the information on these cards that will be in the middle of your game board where we're walking around. And you need to figure out a best solution for sustainable farming. So basically, how can your village survive? You can choose to make decisions on your own, say, I'm going to choose what I do with my own farm, or you can collaborate with your village and choose together what will be the best solution for you to work through the upcoming different weather conditions. And so on the sheet, you can see the cost for each of the crop and then the yield. And based on those, you can make decisions. And the weather conditions will be just thrown with the dice. So you don't know which will be the weather condition when you make the decision to plant. We will have 3 different stages in this game, and each of them have 3 different rounds. So in the first stage, we start with normal weather conditions, and you get to choose which things to plant. Okay. So with that, let's find our ways to these villages. We will have here the rock village, which will be very resilient and strong and will survive through anything. And then here we have the waterfront. So you will have an abundance of water, hopefully not too much. And you'll, hopefully be able to grow with that water. Here we have an abundanceville. So you have an abundance of resources and you can grow anything. And at the back table, there will be the green forest, which will be very lush and have lots of water and good soil to plant anything. Okay, so if I can get you to just move around whichever village you want to now go to.
So how many people should we have meeting now? Because
It's okay if it's
Yeah.
different. So yeah, I mean, you've got one. You've got 5.
yeah, I think. Thanks.
Yeah. You good?
Um,
You do one. Okay.
So which village is which number?
Just starts filling on one of them.
No, but
Which one? You
what is
were the
the-
4th one, so I think 4.
I'm fourth.
Yeah.
So, but just tell them which one is which.
Yeah.
So you can choose to.
Yes, sure. We can do
Yeah, all the other options.
Yeah, we'll put it here so that you don't have to. Okay.
Pound of water, not carbon emission.
No, only the weather conditions. And I'll get
The other thing,
cup
does
side.
does
Yeah.
our rock have anything to do with what
No, I that was actually just for the drama of the story. Yeah.
if we're in a rocky,
Yeah, what will you plant? I think no. Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
So the main thing is really okay, how much do you want to invest? And then the weather condition basically will affect your yield. And of course, you don't know what kind of weather you will have.
So if you compare the yields of those three, are they all the same? Or is this-
No, they differ. So this is the
Yeah, I
yield.
understand.
Yeah.
Like generally speaking, all things equal, which one is the highest? Doesn't matter.
If you-
Yeah.
Got it.
I would say, in my opinion, it looks like the maize is best because the cost is lowest and because we have a higher probability of. adequate
Sorghum
sun
is
and
lowest.
rain. Lowest, sorry, as like as a collective, you'd have a higher yield of. If you land on adequate sun and adequate rain, whereas if you have here, you have 3 and 2 versus 4 and 3, even though it's a little bit more than sort. It seems very expensive, whereas the yield is low.
I will not comment too much, but it makes much sense what you're saying. So you just you can discuss it among yourselves.
Eggs in one basket or?
No, we can all decide individually.
But
right? Or we
wouldn't
could-
wouldn't it be
yeah.
better to have both on maize and for example, so you split your,
Maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Because if we put all in one basket.
Yeah. Ah, nice. Come
Yeah.
here. Hey, I'll give you your beans. You're a farmer now, and they're now discussing what to plant this year.
Yeah, I guess my vote would be.
And the dice will basically show what kind of weather conditions you will have and the yield that you will get out of what you're planting. So you're basically one village with a lot of farmers, and they are now discussing what will they plant this year. So please go. You can jump in and join the discussion.
Oh,
Which village name am I? The what? Why didn't it?
you village 3.
I have to update this, or why doesn't it? Probably open it online, right? One, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Oh, and then it's grown and you support your foundation. Although we don't all have to put 3 into, we could, some of us put 3 into.
It's okay if you pay them out. But the problem is we need to have 2 beds on rice in order to put in.
Yeah, because they're preparing.
So I would be in minority to bet on rice. If somebody else joins, then I will.
Okay.
No? Yeah.
All beds.
Ready sooner than 3 minutes, then
Yeah.
we can just.
Then I need another one for the solar.
This one is.
And here now I put the number of fields again, or I put the number of farmers. Okay, did every farmer plant?
Oh, no, this would be. Yeah, all, yeah.
Okay, so I'll count now. Sorry. So you have 1, 2, 3, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farmers that have planted maize. I'll put it here into the system. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that planted sorghum. And 2 rice.
1. All right. So the weather comes and the season starts. So can I have a weather god from this team who is daring to throw the dice of what weather condition will be? Yep. All right. This season we have adequate sun. It's a nice and sunny summer weather, and the plants will grow.
No, we give it back.
So here you can see what the total is. Your team gained one crop this season. Good. All right, we're gonna have the next round. Again, you need to choose which ones to plant with normal conditions. So 1 minute to choose. How do I do it? Huh? Yeah. So,
Sure, they can plant two, right? As a farmer, they can only plant one even if they have to.
well,
You can
the rules are have been a bit flexible. So how many have you, if you have crops, I saw that some teams did plant more than what they had villagers. So if they have money, you can invest your money / crop. So let's, yes. "30 seconds time." It was just 1 minute. It's not enough. Okay. I'll put another one. They're not ready yet, so I'll do 2 minutes. Yeah. It's going away. All right. You guys are ready already? Oh, okay. Okay, I'll come back.
For what?
Online also here, but we speak. It's okay to add.
But I already finished the maybe some. But
Because I'm.
and three. Wait, no, where's you're no. You're 8 people. You cannot do 3 and 3. You're 8 people. No. Yes. No, they're done. They're done. So maybe here. So like, oh no, what happened? Okay. So this time, I'm just gonna collect the money if you can help me with that, please. So we have 3 rice farmers. Yes. Yeah. So apparently it wasn't a good thing for the rice farmers. Yes. So thank you. So there were just two people here, right? So just it's the same village. You are all friends. But I'm very sorry to say that you have lost. Yes, you have lost eight. So I'm gonna keep 8 beans. So yeah, no, but you're a community. So you all lost 8 together. So now you have to decide. So I'm gonna keep 8.
Because we invested, 3 of us invested in rice. Yeah. The weather affected us.
You see, all of you win this.
Okay.
Our formula.
Once again, same conditions. This is, can you just decide with what you have left and this, which crops do you want to do? Okay. So this is for everybody. So if you don't have for your crop, you can take from here. Enough from your hand. So it's normal conditions. So you define again which crop. Yes. Are you sure you made it? You made people your village lose a lot. Okay. So how is it going? Do you know? Have you decided?
Season, I'm on May.
Okay, so
I only have 2 remaining.
you need one more. Okay. Who else wants? No. But you could grow because you also have this from the bank.
Oh,
You know.
yes, one for.
Okay, so one just in case. Okay. Who else?
Me? Can I
So 3.
from the bank to the rice as well?
You can if you want. Yeah.
You want rice again? Yeah, because I think we should have like we should diverse. We can at least only one, and then that is diversification.
So I just need to know how many people. 4, 2, and 2. But we cannot change the number of. You participate in yes. Okay, time's up. You all planted. That's great. So we have. Okay, but there was 4 here, 3 here. 2. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can you minor plot? Minor plot. So. So sorghum was 4 people, right? Okay, but you didn't lose that much. Thanks.
All right. Can I please have everyone's attention? That was the stage number 1 of this game. Now the second stage. Climate change hits you. So we will have different weather probabilities. We will add 2 more dices, which have different probabilities. And you can turn the weather condition paper around. So you can flip the paper that has the weather probability There you can see what the probability is for this stage. So you might have floods or you might have droughts. At least there's bigger probability for that, but we don't know. All right. Because they didn't cook any rice, yeah, right?
Yeah. Right now. So I think you have invested 20 bags, so you lose 13. You lose 13. Yeah. You lost 13.
Their choice. So I'm gonna reset for 3 minutes again. I'm resetting. No, the dice will be pulled with the luck, and then the weather will be thrown. So there's 3 dice. There's one dice which has these possibilities, one dice has these possibilities, and one is the same as we had before. So no, you don't know which one it will be.
They already buy the tier 1 and tier 2.
No, that's already only in the second phase. That's for the third stage, actually.
So now it's
For
just
now,
final
we
stage
just
without any opportunity that you can have either weather conditions or no.
no, it's a
No, you
it's a
can
dice.
choose weather. So
Yeah.
that is weather or dry.
Or it's
Or it
one
could
of
be
the
not.
three. So all of the 3 have 3 dices, and it will be one of those. You don't know, but you gotta try to spread probably if you want to be sustainable. Yeah. Yeah, I just take the dice.
This time we'll let this.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, 30 seconds. Okay.
All right, 20 seconds.
Okay,
So you had.
What do you think? It's a bit different.
It's better than all the talks.
Hopefully. All right, time is up. The weather hits. All right. And who do we have as the weather god from this team? All right. Okay. So you can pull one of the dices from there. Yep. Oh, just throw it on the floor. Yeah. All right. We got adequate sun this year. Adequate sun. It's a nice, adequate, sunny weather. It's the dice 3. Yeah.
Once again, you can side again.
Okay, so there's 1 minute left. We let one of our audience. Alright, it's gonna be a minor flood this year. We had minor flood this season, You get 23. Okay, one more round.
All right, third round with the same.
Last round with the same conditions.
No, but they go satellite.
Yes.
Our village is ready.
You're already ready.
We're ready.
Okay. All right.
Only right. So that's
Before we remember we did the
Okay.
One mic. Can someone already keep the mic so that you can't run?
Okay, so one maize, two maize. Okay. What else do we? One maize. Still no one on rice. What happened with sorghum?
When I gain, I'll tell you back.
So are you planting maize or are you planting sorghum? We only have three. Maize. Okay. So we have 4. Okay. And what else? And then sorghum. Okay. And we're good. Okay. A sec. So rice, I have 1. 1 rice. 4 maize. And 2 sorghum.
Sun.
Adequate sun. So we get 4. Wait, so you get adequate sun, 1 more, 1 more, 1 more.
Okay.
1 more.
Yeah.
Then adequate sun here, you would have 3. Hey, this is very good for us. Adequate sun 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we pick up?
You can take your,
Oh, yeah, give mine.
you have 4, huh?
Yes.
There you go.
All right. Okay, everyone. In this round, we will introduce the data and information systems. So you can choose to invest in a data and information system. There are 2 tiers. Tier 1, the investment cost will cost you 2 beans. And by the end of the round, you can get to choose to change one of your crop things to another field because you were able to know what the weather is. So we don't do it now because we don't have the farmers, because we wanted to have the farmers.
Like if I think they the village that chooses to have a data system will be able to plant after the dice has been chosen. You know,
Just one village.
one or 2 villages depending on the tier that you're buying.
So 1 or 2 villagers can keep their money and choose to invest only once they know the weather. Okay. Yeah. No, pay 4. Yeah.
2
Yeah.
and 4, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tier 1 is 2,
Yes.
tier 2 is 4.
Pay 4. Oh no. Well, you have to make a decision as a team, because basically either you invest together, like one person will then hold on to their crops and plant them after, because on the tier 2 you get to if you buy the more expensive one, you get to choose 2 farmers that can then afterwards plant their crops. Yeah.
It's thrown, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
After the dice is thrown. Okay.
They're keeping away 10 beans that they can
Yeah,
invest how they like.
Yeah. So
So if you're investing, you can keep away 10 beans to
basically,
be invested later.
because it's like 2 people's. Yeah.
Tier 1, invest 5 beans.
Yeah, it's easy. So either you can invest 10 or 5 beans later. So one person got like 5 beans in the beginning. Do it like that because it's easier. It's
So they have to decide by a village, right?
yeah.
That,
Yeah, how much do we invest in the data information system?
Yes. So the question is,
5 or 10.
yeah. So it's 2 or 4.
You-
right?
2 or 4.
You get to
But then
yeah.
the maintenance cost,
For the
Which
next year?
then we need.
Oh.
It will be
This is
less.
Tier 1.
Yeah, this is now the
Season.
first
Okay.
installation of the system, right?
Yeah.
The first season. So you just either you invest 2 or 4.
As a team, and that means you get to keep like 10 beans aside and that you can invest later if you take the tier 2, because at the beginning everyone got 5 beans, so you either keep 5 beans for the tier 1 or you keep 10 beans aside for tier 2. Yeah. we let them farm multiple things. So it, otherwise it doesn't, it's not equal.
Invest and do whatever they want. Because they are doing multiple. And they don't
Haven't put a time. One. All right. All right, we've got 1 minute to decide. All right. You know, so 10 beans aside.
And 8, because there's no need for 10. Because the crop is, well, the largest crop is for instance to farmers, right?
Yeah, but they can, yeah, they can get to keep 10 aside if they want,
Yeah. Okay, so you have,
because they could then allocate it to different places depending.
yeah.
What if they put like 5 into
No, they have done, so it's per villager, no?
per village? So if you purchase like the data system tier 1, you can get to keep 5 beans aside that you then afterwards allocate, or tier 2 you can keep 10 beans aside. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah. Yes, they both.
yeah.
tier
So
two.
you bought the tier 2, you pay for that, and then you can get to keep 10 beans aside that you can allocate only once you know the weather. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay, good. All right, the time is up. Whose turn is it now? Which village is it? Yep. All right, it will be this village.
What do I do? Throw it in the air?
Throw it, yeah. Okay, again, it's adequate sun this season.
I give them no convenience more, or they can reallocate.
They can reallocate. So basically, but they kept them aside. They kept 10 beans aside.
When they buy, I give them.
No.
No.
So from their budget, they can get to keep 10 aside and then only allocate them after they know the weather.
Because they were always saving, some beans.
Yeah. So they basically can save 10 and then allocate them if they want. Did you
But we gave you another, we gave you more. Yeah.
four is for the price for the
Okay.
And then from that 10, then we reallocate it, and then we move things around. You just reallocate those 10.
the 10 you can just choose where to allocate them. Yeah. So you put 10 aside and then you can just
But I can't
after the round.
all the rice and put that.
No,
Okay,
it's just the 10 that you
Maria.
can.
come on. They don't like.
No, you
Mhm.
also need to have some resilience in having different crops. Can I get the dice? Thank you.
Why is this the entire village has to pay only 2? Number of parties.
Yeah.
So can you only have the amount of crops per villager? Because Sulakna told me that they're putting whatever they have.
They are now. They didn't listen to the rules.
But I said I was making them follow, but since she's doing that, we are going to do that because otherwise. we will-
Yeah, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Good.
So some teams have done it now apparently a bit differently to the rules that I.
But
said.
we're the good one. Don't worry.
Yeah. You're the
We're the
you're the team who are doing the right thing.
yeah.
Not everyone's doing the right thing here.
But now
There are some that were greedy and planted everything that they had, but they didn't have something.
but now this time because of the tier system, we are implementing what the others are implementing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the equality's sake,
Yes.
you can
thank
do whatever you want. You can with your crops.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, I think, but it's okay because I had to clarify something. Because yeah, you're already ready. That's good. Yeah. Ah, perfect. Huh? You thought- Yeah. Okay. You didn't. Super starts again. Okay. Yeah. Roberto. Roberto, your team. Wait, time's up. Yeah, you've allocated. Okay. Whose time to be the weather god? I've lost count. Yours? You cheating? Oh, you're cheating. No cheater. Okay. Yep. Oh, there's a lot of chance for that, but you got a minor flood. So yeah, even with this drought one, that's pretty lucky. All right, we have a minor flood. We had.
We have to choose.
Yeah, if you put a data system.
We allocated more.
But that's.
Doesn't make sense.
That's just. But you just.
You put that, or there's nothing in there, or
You just put how many they allocated to each after this.
I changed here.
Where? Here?
I changed directly there in the yield and not. With
Oh,
the
no.
DNS
You
effect.
never touched the yield. You put here how many farmers or how many crops are farmed of each. This is, yeah, what yeah. It's okay.
Okay, so wait a minute. So now this year we have the tier 2 again.
Yeah, but now it's not counting it right. Just add the. That's wrong. All right. 1 minute time for the last round. Should I stay? Everyone else wants to move. Oh well. No, but then you should just explain this is the way. This is our game. All right, time's up. We have the last weather god allocation. Let's go with here. You ready? All right. Okay. Thank you. So you, huh?
The last round.
Yes, we did. So you already chose your.
We aren't sure which round, I think we got stuck or lost.
I think
They just rolled the die.
Yes,
What was
it's a minor.
flood?
Which
It's the same as what it was in the last round, right?
Yeah.
So.
You had
Yeah, we were stuck. Yeah.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Are you
pretty allocated.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm
Nicholas?
But I don't think
sorry. I
Okay.
think now it's okay.
Yeah, but now we took a round already.
Yeah. They were still winning.
we're the
They're still
winners.
winning.
We're the winners.
Okay. Okay.
He rigged it for us.
I'm sure he added some points.
But we're not the only ones doing it wrong. These ones are also not doing it right.
Tier 2, so they would have invested in the technology, but they haven't put in the reallocation.
And here also 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
So here it's also something not right.
Oh
I think
wow.
we're all doing it
All
not
solo.
100%. Learning by doing.
Well, learning by. All right. Thank you, everyone. All right, thank you, everyone. I feel like we might have had some issues with the Excel at the end of the day. Some rules also changed in the middle of the way, as I noticed. Some villages kind of made new rules, and some, so. But overall, we all learned. I hope we also learned now a few things, and perhaps we can. Yeah, but it's not working. So I feel like everyone wins, and we have to come to a conclusion that. Yeah, who still had money left? Yes, I feel like I have a slight feeling that Nicholas might have rigged the game for the rock village, but I'm not sure. At least they had money at the end. Where did you? So, as you can see. So that was a game. Thank you everyone for participating. What did you think? Was it difficult to choose what to crop? Yes. Is you know what you're getting as weather?
Figuring out like when we diversified, that's when we did the best. Even if we lost a few bees, we still were able to maintain.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So diversifying was a good thing, and it helped with giving you more resilience to your village, made it more sustainable. Any other findings? How did the climate change affect? It didn't really, because we didn't get any extreme conditions, luckily, right? We actually had options as well for severe droughts and severe floods, but you were not hit by one of those, which is a good thing because you would otherwise lose pretty much everything. So that was really good for you. So did the climate change your thinking though? The fact that you knew that there might be more floods or droughts, did it change your strategy? Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, perfect. So basically, if you buy the data, you get to then choose what you do. But otherwise, you still can't choose the conditions. It's going to be whatever weather happens to be. And so that's still going to be a challenge. Yeah.
We also decided to have this forecast, and it worked well. We were relaxed in that situation, but then we found out that the system is too expensive. Because the winds that we got, because it was only these minor floods. So the only crop we could invest in was, I think, rice. And there was only one bean as a benefit. And this was then eaten up by buying the system. So the system was too expensive.
Well, that's a good reality check as well. Data systems can be also expensive investments. So for some villages, it can be too much to invest in, especially more fancy data and information systems. So something was inconsistent. Okay, but did you have fun? Yeah, that's good. At least we had a good session, had fun. All right, in the next part, we'll show you, is it you, Nicholas?
Yeah.
You'll take the floor next.
Yeah, so here you just have a lot of credits to the person
Yeah.
who has developed this game, right? So like a friend of yours. We still have people online. I don't know if they followed the games and they had fun online watching the game. So I think it's a very nice way of an interactive, a playful game to see and connect to the reality, right? And experience in a fun way how climate change will really impact our crops, but also our lives, and that decisions have to be made, right? And we don't know how it will be in the future. And I think this is what everybody has experienced, right? The difficulty in making decisions. You didn't know what will happen. You could invest in information. Some people have access to that information, some don't. And we all know, of course, and this is now long known, that we are off track of reaching the SDGs. And that's why also the UN Secretary General called for a decade of action. And as a response to this decade of action, the UN system launched the SDG 6 Global Acceleration Framework. And of the over 30 UN entities that have a water portfolio, 10 and the Global Water Partnership decided to launch the Water and Climate Coalition, exactly because of the fact that climate change is changing our water cycle, and we're experiencing more extreme events. And these 10 UN agencies, the founding members and GWP, they have recognized that we need the political support to integrate these two agendas. You know, we need to take more into consideration the climate aspects within the water agenda, but we also need to take more into consideration the water in the climate agenda. And if we don't wake up our leadership, our politicians, our heads of states and governments, we will not have sufficiently the backing that we need on the ground, the people that are actually working on the ground. So we need the prioritization, and this is something that or these leaders are trying to achieve for the 2023 Water Conference, but we are also at COP27, and the Minister of Water of Egypt is one of our leaders, where they are advocating for this integrated approach, right? That they recognize the need for informed decision-making in climate change mitigation and adaptation. And we also need international support to improve the data and information for a climate-ready world, right? As you have experienced now in this game. So we are working together with these leaders and with the members of the Water and Climate Coalition to operationalize a global water information system that provides the status, the assessment, and the outlook for smart decision making. And my colleague Solagna will soon present a little bit more of what we're planning to do, and where we need the collective effort and the partnerships also from you today in the room to make this happen. That's why also they are calling for support to join us in this endeavor. And as you have seen in the video at the beginning, we have also the president of Tajikistan in our coalition leaders panel. And of course, they depend a lot on the glacier water, which is melting very rapidly, and many places in the world will soon not be able to rely anymore on that glacier water. So that is also a major catastrophe that we will be facing in the next 50 to 100 years. So these leaders have made a call for action. We have helped them to send a letter to the 193 heads of state and government of the UN member states, copying in that letter the minister responsible for climate and water, to really wake them up and say, look, we need your support. We need this call at COP27 at the 2023 Water Conference. And we're really already getting feedback and responses from those countries supporting that call. The coalition at the moment has over 140 members from different organizations, different regions, as you can see here. So we're really a multi-stakeholder coalition that we're trying to implement this, what the leaders are calling for on the ground. And the leaders are actually just trying to amplify our voices, the voices of the people that are working since a long time in the water field. We know what's happening, but we're not being heard at that level. So these 16 leaders are really helping us to get the message through, and this is what we need. But of course, they're not only advocating for it, they're also passionate about the subject matter, and they are also providing us with guidance of what we could do, and making this link also between the science and the policy, which we have been discussing and hearing also a lot in this conference this week. So we have many activities in our activity marketplace on the website that we will show you the link afterwards. And the partners, basically, they submit their idea to the activity marketplace. It's often the ideas that they have that they cannot tackle on their own, that they need partners to help them implement. And one of these activities is the Global Water Information Services that WMO is developing together with the partners. And I would like to give the floor now to Solagna, my colleague, to explain a little bit more about that.
Thank you, Nicholas. As we have right now we have more than 15 activities in the activity marketplace submitted by different members. So we'll just show you snippets of few of them. The first one here is the Global Water Information Services. We chose this one because we also based in on the game a little bit. So the data and the information services, you really saw that it's important to have an idea of what's coming. And this is where the Global Water Information Services comes into play. So different countries have different capabilities and different levels at which they are doing the monitoring and the forecasting. However, this information is scattered. The capacities are not at the same level, and the products that are coming out are not standardized. And with this system, this is what we are trying to do. It has three components. The first one is the Global Hydrological Status and Outlook System. With this, really, we are trying to bring together the different local systems that are existing. We are capacitating them, so not really reinventing the wheel, but really making the wheel stronger that's already existing, and then putting it all together, the pieces of the puzzle, into one global platform, putting all the indicators in one place so that it can help the decision makers, the policy makers, to take decisions looking at the larger picture, identify the hotspots, try and help take the decisions that are really needed to be taken right away. The next one is the annual Global State of the Water Report. So the climate community really cracked it through the annual global state of the climate report that WMO has been producing since few years. And they also have the 1.5 degrees, which really help to raise the awareness around what's happening in the climate change. But in the water community, in the hydrological aspect, we still don't have that easy to understand, easy to communicate indicators, and that to put together in a global platform. And this is what the annual global state of the water report is going to do. It's going to give easy to understand and easy to communicate indicators and put together whatever is there in the global hydrological status and outlook platform in a one concise presentation. And the first report is going to come out this year at COP. It will be launched at the leaders event in the Water and Climate Coalition event at COP. And then the last one is the Global Water Data Portal. What this does is puts together all the water information that's out there, put together by the different organizations, but really scattered all over the place. So it's really a need right now to put it all together in one platform, easy to access, so that all the water related information reaches the people who need the information. The end users get the information in one portal. And this is really the objective of having the global water information services, which caters to all the sectors at once, because we really don't have the time to go one after another. We needed to start 20 years ago, probably. And we're a little too late, but nevertheless, we're starting now. The next one is a Minimax competition. This we did in partnership with GWP. I would like to give the floor to my colleague to speak a couple of words about it.
I have a tough position because I know I'm standing between you and a beer now. So it's really the last thing in the day. Yeah, so GWP is a longstanding founding partner as well of the Water and Climate Coalition, and our chair, Howard Bamsey, is sitting together on the leaders. And so one of the actions of the Water and Climate Coalition is also to leverage really practical action from the ground. So recently, in collaboration with WMO and our joint programs, APFM and IDMP, what we did is to launch a competition on practical solutions on managing drought and floods. And we had a session on Sunday that showcased our 4 winners. So you can go on the toolbox and find them there. But these are 4 winners, and you can see that data is also part of the of some of the solutions that were brought over. And actually, it runs across all of them, because even when the second one using these apps in order to tackle issues related to floods and wash. So yeah, over to the beer almost.
So we kind of wanted to give you an idea of the different activities that our members are doing. Is Sam online still? So can we get Sam to explain a little bit about what he's done in the coalition? He's one of our members and he started an activity as well. So we wanted to give also the floor for him to explain what he's done. The floor is yours.
Thanks. I'll try to do this in a minute or two. We have a transboundary groundwater resiliency research network, and we initiated it because climate change is causing reduced river flow and increasing groundwater depletion. And on borders, there's a lack of understanding about the climate impacts that causes maladaptation to climate change. So our plan is to develop a convergent, simple modeling structure with hydrology, data science, social science, and system science together, so that we can create straightforward tools that increase shared understanding across borders for improved adaptation. And what we're hoping to achieve is an improved network and also improved tools where communities can add this human component to many of the hydrologic activities. And we'd actually like to complement some of the programs that Salagna was just talking about, focused on hydrology. And an exciting development was we held a Water and Climate Coalition marketplace activity and actually identified other locations in South Africa and Mexico with similar needs for these simple models to have shared understanding for better adaptation. So thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thanks for joining us and explaining us a little bit about your activity. It's so nice to have also some members who couldn't be here and can then connect from online. And then we've got a video, one video with Amanda Luffen, who's also a member and now part of the steering committee.
My name's I work for Human Rights to Water. We work on the human rights to water and sanitation. It doesn't sound like it's connected with water and climate, but actually it's very much so, because the connection between water and the environment is very important in terms of long-term sustainability. The program we've been working on is for resilience to climate events. And we work through the framework of the human rights to water and sanitation. We picked out those elements that were relevant to climate resilience, and to have a look at how different countries are interpreting those laws and policies, and how they can use them to be more resilient. And the point of this research, which we've now conducted in 26 countries, is to provide a bank of data that's a reference point. It can allow us to do a gap analysis, and it can actually help us to advise countries on areas where they could take some easy steps towards improvement. And from our perspective, we've done the research, we've got this information. I would love to now work with a few countries to see how we can use that information to give them a roadmap, some easy steps towards taking some tangible steps forward towards being more resilient, and effectively really connecting that water and climate connection. Well, one of the benefits that I saw out of the coalition was that we're all working on our own programs that are in the water climate arena, without actually having the opportunity to work with other institutions, organizations, academic research places that are doing similar, have similar objectives. We can work together, and it just gives us an opportunity to scale up and replicate what we're doing in a way that we can't do individually. It also provides a community of practice to share ideas. So from a starting point, I just saw it as a benefit.
And with that, I think, do you want to do some closing words, Nicholas? Huh?
Well, not necessarily closing words, but do you have any
Questions, answer?
remarks?
Yep.
This 3-tier of, I don't know what you call that. You just explained 3 things, global water portal. And so what is the lowest level of disaggregation of data that will be available to us? Is it country level, sub-country level?
Level, but we are also implementing country levels.
So the best that we could see is at the country level. All right. My follow-up question is that all the nice work that is being done still is informing your global policies and things like that. Is climate and water coalition also coming up with some grassroots pilot work, something in the field, in terms of something that would be, more useful for farmer? If yes, can you help us?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's actually the whole objective of having this global water information services. We, of course, want to have a system that's standardized at a global level, but it's feeded by the local and the really regional portals. So every hydro SOS that we are building is tailored to the needs of the last mile. So we are tailoring it to the needs of the stakeholders, to the farmers, to the energy sector, drinking water sector, you name it. In the last, in that area, the bulletins that will go out, the portal that will be designed for that area will be localized and tailored to the needs. And we will import, there's a minimum set of indicators that we will have in every portal. That's like the flow, the water quality, the groundwater, the soil moisture. These are something that is standard for every basin. And then based on the needs, we'll add more to the tailored products. And these basic standard 4 or 5 variables, these will be then imported to the global platform. So it's tailored to the local needs, but of course we are looking at a larger picture as well.
Thank you. Any other question or comments, inputs, idea?
There's none. Can I have a follow-up?
Sure.
Well, you talked about the water. Is there something on the climate and weather forecasting also for the farmer? the game that we played, I mean, my takeaway is that it's important to buy that system. So presently, is it working?
Building the system as well. So we need to know the needs from the members because we work for the members. We need to know the needs of the members to be able to design the system that's most efficient for us.
All right, so it's open. Thank you.
Any other questions, or everyone's ready for some beers? Yes, of course.
Yes. Who's gonna own the system? Who's gonna own the system?
We have to make it sustainable. Otherwise, we do the investment, we get out of it, and the system doesn't work after that. So the system is owned by the National Hydromet Services. It will be embedded within their capacities, and WMO will only host the global platform where the data will be imported from all these local systems. So the capacity, the expertise will still lay in the hands of the National Hydromet Services. Yes, please.
Can other open source platforms can be incorporated within?
Okay, so time for beer.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you had fun. And there are some Swiss chocolates here that we brought as souvenirs for everyone because you all won the game. You won us.